Let's now see how I can allocate just the right amount of memory to hold an array containing a specific amount of data. Once again, my program will use a string, that's a char array, as an example.
All I want to do here is copy a string into an array. I'll do this using the strncpy function. The array into which I want to copy characters is the first argument. That's s. The source array, in other words, the string I want to copy, is the second argument. Here that's hello. And the third argument is the number of characters that I want to be copied. And obviously I want that to be the size of the string. The question is, how do I calculate the size? Well, that's where sizeof comes in. At first sight, this looks like a regular C function. In fact, it's an operator, and it calculates the size of the data, a variable, an array, or a structure placed between the parentheses. And of course that here is the string hello. The value returned is an integer that represents the number of bytes required to store the data object. In this program, I've simply used sizeof to calculate the number of bytes in the string hello. I've then called malloc to allocate that number of bytes to the char pointer s. Notice the cast char star here, which is required to cast the generic pointer returned by malloc to the specific pointer type, pointer to char. And for safety, I've added this little test down here to check that the operation has succeeded and s is not null. Then, or being well, I use strncpy to copy the chars from the string hello into the memory location that's referenced by the pointer. And finally, just to prove that s has been initialized with the chars and is now a valid array, I've just used the normal array indexing syntax down here. And here what I've done is I've changed the first character from H to C, so hello becomes cello. There's one final point I need to mention. You can see that I've put some breakpoints here. I've put a breakpoint here and another one here. Now that will let me run this in the debugger and examine the values of variables at these points. Here I'm using Microsoft's Visual Studio because I happen to like its debugger, but you should be able to see similar results in other debuggers. So let me start the debugging session and stop at the first breakpoint. Now, as you can see down here, the value of string size is 6. That's the variable that was assigned the return value from sizeof hello, the string hello. So even though hello only has 5 characters, string size has the value of 6, and that's because it includes the string terminator null in its count. But how can I show that? Let me run to the next breakpoint. Okay, so since s is a pointer to char, the debugger only shows me the char that it actually points to. So if I expand s down here, it shows me just the value h. That's the first character, the start of the string s. But I need to find the 6th char. That is the one that's 5 characters along in memory from the char at index 0, at the position that the pointer s points to. Now in Visual Studio, I can evaluate arbitrary expressions in the immediate window down here. So I can enter s and put an index 5 to see what character is actually at index 5 in my string. And here you can see it is indeed null. It's the terminating null. Hence, sizeof hello is 6 because it measures the size of the string, the 5 characters that I can see, HELLO, plus the null at the end.